Hey everybody, it's 2018 Joshua here. Just to say, this is an old episode. This was the first podcast Trey and I ever recorded back in 2015. It was kind of like the pilot for just a podcast. We called it Cranberry Ginger Ale for some reason because we thought we were cool. Now we know that we're cool, so there's a distinction there. So either way, enjoy this. More podcasts are on their way starting next weekend. But for now, you just get this old one. So I hope, take that how you want to. But thanks for listening. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Cranberry Ginger Ale. I am your host, Joshua Smith. Welcome by my co-host, Trey, the Manslayer Brown.
I do slay men on occasion. In fact, guilty as charged. The other day, I was charged for manslaughter, and I said, "Yep, you got me."
Still haven't got you?
No, they did get me, and yeah, so I'm actually recording this on Skype from a jail cell.
Yeah, it's true. I'm actually on Skype with him, and he's in a jail cell. I can see in the video.
Yeah. Here's a picture of it.
Don't know how we're gonna do that.
Don't know how we're gonna do that. It's an audio only show.
Yeah. All right. So, welcome to the first episode. Got a lot of ideas for the show, but we don't quite know what's going on. So, but we're gonna make it work. Trey, would you like to fill everybody in on exactly what we're gonna be doing for this first section?
Sure. Well, the show is gonna be an hour long, but the first 20 minutes are gonna be dedicated to sharing two articles with one another. One of that may be extremely stupid, extremely interesting, stupidly interesting, or interestingly stupid. We actually are not. We're not positive about which of those they are because because we both have one article for the other, and neither of us know what the other's is. So we're about to have a little bit of fun. We're gonna read them verbatim, but we're gonna source the source who we got them from. Author's name, website, etc.
That'll all be in the comments too. But there'll be a link to it, I'm sure.
Yeah, he means
not
in the description.
I meant in the description.
He's a professional.
I've done this at least twice.
All right. So, do you want to go first?
You know what? I can.
All right.
Do you want to look away or do you?
Yeah, I'll look away. I'll look away. So I have to kind of face the screen because that's where the mic is. So.
Okay.
All right.
So the article is on foxcarolina.com.
Okay.
So it's Fox News, so you know it's great.
Okay. It's in South Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, this is Fox Carolina, but I think this is actually in North Carolina.
Oh, all right.
But the article is Gastonian police investigate after images of cloaked figure go viral. All right. Now, Trey, I'm going to let you look at this image. Give me a second to make sure I'm pulling up the correct image here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So look at this image.
All right.
There is this.
And
once again, this article is linked in the comments description, so you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
But this person was photographed outside of an apartment complex, right? And they were dropping raw meat on playgrounds, right?
Wow.
It is North Carolina, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Looks like Darth Sidious.
It does look legit like Darth Sidious.
The witch from Looney Tunes. He's a weird
You can see how I ride side saddle. That's how you know I'm a woman. Or what is it? A lady of
lady of dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask him a couple questions.
Ask that guy or me?
Yeah. You be that guy. Role play for me.
All right.
Why?
Well, I actually read somewhere on the internet that plants, and specifically the Carolina flower, feed not off of sunlight but off of raw meat, and the Carolina flower is a dying breed because not many people know that. So I figured I would educate people by doing this. And I'm wearing the cloak because I actually have very, very sensitive skin.
Yeah. Are you allergic to sunlight?
Not allergic, but it just hurts. like
also occasionally I suck blood. No biggie.
Yeah, well, and I actually do that because I have an iron deficiency.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
I only suck blood because I have an iron deficiency. I'd like you not to make fun of me for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why don't you get transfusions?
It's just quicker. It's just quicker. It's convenience, pure convenience.
It's faster to hang a man by his ankles and slit his throat than it is to go to the doctor.
I think so, personally. Yeah.
It probably is. I mean, depending how long it takes you to get a hold of some chloroform. But dude, tell me about the rest of this.
Well, actually, the Carolina flower actually produces chloroform as a byproduct. So
yeah.
Okay.
This article.
So the article, it says the image is creepy enough, but the information being passed along with it is even worse. Photos of a cloaked figure reportedly leaving raw meat near a Gastonian playground went viral online, and the police said they looked into the case. Now, my question is, and I don't know, I'm not very familiar with North Carolina law, or, law in general.
But is it illegal?
Is it illegal to leave raw meat And it's like in a public apartment complex, so you're not like
playground, yeah.
you're not.
Is it littering?
I don't
Or is
think
meat biodegradable?
meat is biodegradable. I mean, granted, biodegradable stuff is considered littering. If you throw paper out your window, that's still littering.
Oh,
but
really? Even if
it is biodegradable.
Okay.
But meat is just part of nature. Like, do animals litter when they slaughter one another and leave a corpse on the side of the road?
Let's be fair. Shit is also a part of nature, and if you walk into my yard and just drop a straight deuce, I'm gonna arrest you.
But this
I'm not
isn't
gonna lie.
this isn't his meat.
It's not-
So like, if I put a dog's poop in your yard,
yeah, it's still legal.
it's I don't know if that's illegal though. I think it's just rude. That's the thing. I don't think that's illegal.
Really?
So anyway,
I'll petition for it though.
I don't know. You should. It should be illegal.
Yeah.
But I don't know if like the police are investigating. They're looking into the case, but I don't know if they're gonna get very far because I mean they may be able to tell the person, "Hey, don't do that. You creeped out a lot of people." But I don't think they could tell them like straight up, "Don't do that. It's illegal."
Yeah.
Or like press any charges against them.
You're right.
Because like being creepy is not a crime. Wearing a cloak is not a crime. And to the extent of my knowledge, leaving meat is not a crime.
Yeah,
like me leaving it.
So
on the
they're
ground.
gonna find this guy and they'll be like, maybe they can arrest him on some charges of disturbing the peace.
But he's not even disturbing people. Like, that's just, like, people being judgmental, really. Like, legit. It's just
You're being really racist. I'm part of the Transylvanian meat dropping clan.
Yeah.
And it's part of our daily ritual. It's my religious right, my First Amendment right to drop meat on your playground.
Alright, so I'm gonna continue on here.
Okay.
According to online posts, the mysterious pale figure sparked fear among locals after it was reportedly caught on camera standing outside an apartment complex in Gastonia, North Carolina, dressed in a dark cloak.
Okay.
Police spokesperson Donna Lasher told WBETV that investigators were called out to meet...
WBTV?
WBTV.
Okay.
I may have misspoke.
Okay.
Sorry. Told that investigators were called out to meet with the manager of the Hudson Woods apartment complex last Monday about the photo.
These are some creepy photos, I'll be honest.
They are creepy. They
Yeah.
are pretty creepy. I would be legit scared, but I don't think it's illegal.
Yeah, you're right.
The rumors with the photo said that the person donned a floor-length hooded attire. Their identity and gender are also unknown. The photo also claimed that the figure had been dropping meat near a local playground. There is a playground near the wooded parts of the apartment complex, but Lasher says officials could not confirm that the photo actually came from that apartment complex.
Right.
It could have come from anywhere, she said. We don't know if this is some sort of bogus prank someone is playing. She said that someone does see a suspicious person, please call the Gastonian police, and I'm going to give you their phone number. Don't prank them.
Yeah.
But if you live in Gastonia and you see this,
Yeah.
the number is 704-866-3300.
Yeah. Can you scroll down for a little bit and look at
hold on.
top...
I'm actually going to read the Facebook post, the original
Okay,
Facebook
yeah,
post
sure.
real quick, accompanied by the picture.
Yeah. Emphasize those caps right there.
Yeah. CEO of Findog Radio, founder and CEO of Findog Radio. That's Carlos Perez, for the record.
Yeah.
Creepy cloaked figure dropping raw meat on playground sparks fear among residents of the North Carolina community. The mysterious pale figure, left and right, because there's two pictures. I don't even know why they needed to.
Yeah, like we weren't gonna see him in the picture.
Yeah.
Were they taken through blinds?
Yeah, that's what it
Oh
looks like.
man, that makes it even creepier.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly,
has sparked fear among locals after it was reportedly caught on camera standing outside an apartment complex in Gastonia, North Carolina, dressed in a dark cloak.
okay.
It is not clear what the person, who has been deemed creepy by social media users, inset, and it's also a picture of someone saying, "Too creepy. If I wrote a children's fairy tale,
This might work.
as a writing prompt."
Yeah.
Was doing outside the apartment complex, nor why they were donning the floor-length hooded attire. Their identity and gender are also unknown. This week, some residents claimed that the figure had been dropping meat near a local playground. However, these claims had not yet been confirmed by officials, and to the extent of my knowledge, still not.
Yeah. My favorite thing is the top comment, which is, I think it's censored.
It is censored because Fox will censor.
Really?
Yeah, because it's Fox.
It says, "Put a bullet in their head, and that'll stop real quick." Classy, Fox. This is what we come to expect from Fox viewers, I'll be honest with you. No offense if you're a Fox viewer and you're not crazy, but if you're crazy and a Fox viewer, there you go.
I mean, I think there is a correlation between the two. The next one is someone is trying to poison dogs.
Excuse me. Well, did I ever tell you that story about the time my dad put antifreeze in a hot dog and threw it across the yard to kill one of his neighbor's dogs?
Your dad did that?
Yeah.
I think
He
that
hated
is
that guy.
illegal, though. I think that is illegal.
It is, but I'm not giving you my dad's identity. And also, I think there's probably a limit on how long you can take to prosecute someone for killing a dog.
It's probably true. I agree with Talera Neefin, though. She says, "Why is this creepy? The whole raw meat thing has not been confirmed, by the way. I do not find people dressed like this upsetting." Now this part is like where I'm like, okay, this is your own personal opinion. But she says, "Rather, I tend to say to them, cool. Where'd you get your awesome cloak? I'm pagan and also into cosplay, and the SCA, so that might just explain my reaction."
Now, what's the SCA? Do you know?
I have no idea. It's probably
let's get that looked up.
Southern
Cosplay
Creepy
Association. Oh, well, we went different names.
SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism.
All right, cool. So that was really. I'm not big on special snowflake posts like that where they're like, "I'm pagan, so I love cloaks."
Yeah.
You know,
but I agree with the first part of it.
The first half of it, I'm with her.
It's just like, why is it creepy? I mean, obviously it looks creepy.
It looks creepy, but like, you know,
it is a little bit like.
You gotta be fair. Whoever's doing that has to know that they're doing something wrong, though.
No. I actually think it's a joke. I think this person put this on
as a prank
and just started walking through places.
Yeah,
I want to say
extra stuff was probably all thrown around by people who were like,
"Yeah, I mean,
saw him hold something. I saw him."
Urban legends like go quick, man.
Did you see the picture of the lizard man?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't actually go and look at it.
There was the lizard man. So we do live in South Carolina.
In Bishopville.
Has a lizard man. My dad had told me about this before because I was too young when it first really started going. But there's
he actually he was like, oh, this is a Huffington Post article. This is probably my favorite thing ever. But he.
So please put that picture. I'll put that picture up. That is the best picture of a lizard man I've ever seen. It looks like someone like
hello my baby, hello my darling, hello my ragtime gal. That looks straight up 1950s Godzilla with color.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And I love the caption on here. My hand to God, I'm not making this up. So excited. I'm so excited about this lizard man I just saw that may or may not eat children occasionally. Actually, on his way to the sewer. He looks like he's on his way to a job.
A job interview, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot my briefcase. I'll still play it cool."
He's like, "I also forgot my clothes and my hat, but you know what? We'll we'll play it along."
So yeah, Bishopville has this lizard man, and it's been a rumor for I don't know how long, many
Probably
years,
30, 40 years.
And it's been dormant for a while. I'm putting air quotes around that.
Yeah.
But just recently,
there was this in another video.
Yeah, there was this.
Video. But
was that picture? Was this the picture that was taken, or is this like an older picture or something that someone put together?
No, that is the picture.
That surfaced.
That's the picture they say is the lizard man,
and that's convincing.
So apparently,
it looks like clay.
It looks like one of the fakest things I've ever seen in my life.
But yeah,
that's too good. I really. So this is going up on YouTube. So you know that if you're watching it. So the fact of the matter is that you can click away from the solitaire that you started playing when you saw this as a podcast and look at this picture and please enjoy it. Yeah, it's so good.
Now there is a guy. His name is Eric Sprague. I've heard of him before.
Yeah, he's highlighted in this Huffington Post article.
Yeah, and he's like legit. Like he got his tongue forked. He's got tattoos of scales all over him.
This picture doesn't look anything like it.
He got implants in his eyebrows to be like scaly.
Yeah.
And I believe he's completely hair free, very much like a reptile.
Yeah.
And he is known as the real lizard man, but this is not the same lizard man.
Lizard manscaping going on for that guy. He gets tattoos. I wonder if he has like a Godzilla junk. Like has he? Do you think he would go that far as to modify his genitals?
Oh, you mean Eric Sprague?
The lizardman, yeah.
Probably. To be honest,
you know, he's a little.
The dude's an extremist.
You're definitely right.
And he's doing. I mean, he has this. If you zoom in on this picture, he has this inner ear tattooed.
Excuse me?
Yeah, look at it. Like you can see his inner ear. It actually, I think this is a video, but like you can see, like right here, his inner ear is tattooed. Like right here. Like probably doesn't go into his canal because that'd be really tough. But
yeah.
But like, yeah, dude, I would say he does.
That's ridiculous. Well, let me tell you, now this is going to be a little bit of a different article that I found. I hope you enjoy it. I have to pull it up on my laptop over here to the side. It is one of the wildest things I've ever heard, and one of the most entitled people right? And I say this not lightly, and I feel very bad for the person this is about. But hearing that they're basically complaining that Amazon is misogynist.
Oh.
Yeah,
so this is a more serious tone than Gastonian raw meat layer.
I don't know. I'm a little bit more serious about the Gastonian raw meat layer that I actually believe this.
Okay, please read it to me.
This is,
I saw the headline. I saw a glimpse of it, and I'd love to...
this is Julia. I believe her last name is pronounced Scheifetz. I had a baby and cancer when I worked at Amazon. This is my story.
Now, wait, hold on real quick.
Immediately, I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Not about the baby, but about the cancer.
The cancer is not good. But, are the two things related?
No.
Okay.
But she goes into detail about what's going down with Amazon and why she thinks that Amazon is misogynistic. I don't think that it hints very heavily that it is misogynistic, but I found it on John Green's Twitter. Are you familiar with John Green?
I am, the writer of Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of his, but I do not agree with him on most about anything in terms of social justice and stuff like that. But he's a good writer. I don't think that he understands what misogyny really is when he says that this is misogynistic, this story. I feel bad for the lady, but it wasn't because she was a woman, so I'm just going to let this get explained.
Okay.
Last Saturday, I read the 6,000-word New York Times piece Inside Amazon, which is another piece claiming Amazon was misogynistic. I didn't read that piece, so I cannot say whether Amazon truly is misogynistic, but for her evidence, it's not.
Now, real quick.
Yeah.
Just that first sentence, I do have something to ask you.
Yeah.
Is she, like, flexing the fact that she read a 6,000-word article? Is she just like, I am a woman and I could read, thank you very much?
Yeah, I can read 6,000 words.
Yeah, at least. And I could probably type as many. Sorry, I didn't mean... I'm not misogynistic, but I just wanted to know the purpose for, like, putting specifically 6,000 words.
And I wanted to be noted that we're going to lose a couple people right here, but we are both not feminist.
I agree in equal rights, but not
yes.
feminist. I think that men and women should have equal rights, not one way or the other.
Yeah, well, a lot of what modern feminism is pretty screwed up. I'm a real big fan of, say, Christina Hoff Sommers, feminists that are very I won't say reasonable, but most of the time, it's kind of getting to the Tumblr side, being more mainstream, and it's getting a little bit scary. But anyway. She says, I sat quietly in the front seat, glued to my phone, when my husband flapped his hand gesturing for help with Google Maps. My 2-year-old danced to the sounds of Rafi in the back. When we got to the beach, we set up our spot, complete with dinosaur sand toys. My husband and daughter made a beeline for the water. I put on my Cooler Bar SPF 50 jacket to cover my skin from the sun. Then I sat down in my chair and wept. She's really passionate about this, and she did work for Amazon for a long time, she'll tell you. So,
okay.
Until July of 2014, I worked for Amazon. As a relatively successful young book editor, I'd been hired by the company in 2011 to help launch its New York City-based publishing outpost, created to commission original content by name writers. The media landscape was continuing to evolve. Everyone was in everyone else's lane. It was a big opportunity, one many people inside the publishing industry told me privately I would be crazy not to take. So, she says, I was dazzled by the people I met in different pockets of the company those first few months. They were all smart, they were all lightning fast, and I quickly noted when it came to the leadership positions, they were almost all men. Now apparently this bothered her a lot, because according to her, the very next sentence is, so who's our Sheryl Sandberg? I asked a VP. He cited General Counsel Michelle Wilson, the sole woman on Jeff Bezos' executive team. The next year, in 2012, Wilson left the company to take maternity leave, and she never returned. Now, this is very similar to what will happen to this woman.
Okay.
She goes on maternity leave for a while.
Okay.
And while she's on her maternity leave, she contracts cancer.
Okay.
Which is terrible, and I feel so awful for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when she gets back, she finds that the landscape has changed so much that they put her into training instead of putting her back in her old position.
Okay.
And eventually she resigns. Because when you're downgraded to training, most people apparently consider that you're about to be fired.
Okay.
So she quit Amazon, eventually. She had been gone for 5 months, apparently, and was nervous and excited to return to work, and showed up the first day back with a big smile and a phone full of baby pictures to share.
How long is maternity leave now?
I don't know.
Or is it different from
5
business
months,
to business.
I think it might be different business to business, but 5 months. I mean, that sounds relatively reasonable. Like what?
3 to 5, somewhere on there.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I honestly don't know how long it is though.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like
say anything about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The thing with this is that what she says is to the owner of Amazon, I believe, Jeff, you asked for direct feedback. Women power your retail engine. They buy diapers, they buy books, they buy socks for their husbands on Prime. On behalf of all the people who want to speak up but can't, please make Amazon a more hospitable place for women and parents. Reevaluate your parental leave policies. You can't claim to be a data-driven company and not release more specific numbers on how many women and people of color apply, get hired, and promoted, and stay on as employees. Now, that is a dirty tactic that you'll see happen a lot. You notice how she just slipped in the idea that he might be racist at just the final 2 sentences of this article.
Yeah.
Just, now you're racist. No evidence.
Yeah.
Now you're racist. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And that is one of the first things that I thought whenever you started explaining it.
Yeah.
That she
probably got maternity leave.
No. Whenever you first started explaining that very few women were there, it was mostly men oriented. I do want to know how many women applied. Now, I'm not trying to like
say
turn it
no
around.
Women did apply.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like turn it around and blame her and say you're wrong and this and that. But like, and she is correct. They're not releasing that information, so there is no way to know.
Yeah.
But I do want to know like how many applied, because if not many women are applying, there's not going to be many women qualified for the job.
Yes, and so what she says, you can't claim to be a data-driven company and not release more specific numbers. Here's a really it's not going to be a very specific number, but it's going to be very specific in the sense that you will always find it in every business. When a woman leaves her job for 5 months and they have to train someone else or give someone else a raise while they're still paying her on maternity leave, they lose money in that regard. And I'm sorry that it bothers you. I really am. But you've got to expect that, because a man couldn't leave his job for 5 months, right? I don't think that it's very simple for men to get that. You know what I'm saying? I hate that it happened to her, though. She didn't do anything to not deserve her job. But we're looking at this right now. It seems that the Amazon maternity policy is about 3 months, and paternity policy is nothing. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that is sexist. When you have a maternity leave and you don't have paternity leave in this company, I don't think that's sexist. You know, they'll give you anything more than the minimum required by law. That's what it says. It's basically they give you the minimum of what's required. And that's all they required to do. Yeah.
So 3 months is what I did a few Google searches, and now I'm not saying that it is 100% fact. But based on the few Google searches I did, 3 months is my verdict.
Yeah. So yeah, I read that, and I just thought maybe you'd have something to say about it, because I definitely.
Well, you do have to see it from her side of she, it is a woman, like. There's nothing you could do about a woman getting pregnant. Like, I mean, what I meant to say is after a woman gets pregnant, like, you can't just, like, you can't keep her at her job because she's going to be stressed. She has to take care of this baby, you know? So you do have to give her that slack of, like, here's maternity leave, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm not going to talk about how reasonable 3 months is for maternity leave, because I have no frame of reference.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to pretend to know if that's a reasonable amount of time or if it should be longer.
Yeah.
However, she did not seem to complain about the amount of time.
No, what she was complaining about was being, well, not even fired, but being that she retired.
Going back to training.
Yeah.
Now I'm not a woman, and I do not work at Amazon. And what was she? She was a CEO, or at least working in like the bigger offices, correct?
She was part of the publishing firm.
That's right. That's right. So, but I do work at a mom and pop video game store, right? And one thing I could say about that is I just started college recently. This is my second year. And in my first year of college, I took the entire first semester off of work. When I got back to work, now keep in mind, aside from the owners of the store, I am the longest working employee there. I've been with the store the longest out of everybody, aside from the owners. And but when I returned, after taking 4.5 months off of school. Maybe not even. When I returned, I was put, understandably so, back at the starting position of just a regular cashier.
Yeah.
Now, I was there from the beginning. I was like very helpful in the process of getting this store off its feet.
It's much analogous to her story.
It had been around for about 3 years before I started working. However, it was just it was a very rundown place. And after I got there, we really started trying to say, what can we do to make this store better? We need to make it look good. We need to make it smell good. We need to make it do this and that. And so after I started working was right when we started that transformation of this needs to become a legitimate business where people feel comfortable walking into here. Because it's in a very rundown strip mall in a very small town.
Yeah.
So, or relatively small town. It's not very
But
small.
now it's expanded to 3 locations just over the last little while.
Yeah, over the last year and a half, it now has 3 locations.
In better places.
In 2 states now.
Yeah.
We have 2 states. So, but yeah, I was the longest working person there. And after being absent for only 4 months, I'll say because it was from August, it was actually from September to December. So that is 4 months. 3 or 4 months.
3, yeah.
So being absent for that little bit of time, and I was demoted from, or not really demoted, but I was put back
But he
in
didn't know the new system.
Yeah, I was put back in this like starting position because, and I do not consider it a demotion for the record, but I was put back in the starting position because so much had changed in that 3 months alone that I didn't know what I was doing. I did have to start over, and I feel like if she were just thrown back into the fray,
she would have been overwhelmed.
No, I'm sorry, she is 3 months as well. I keep saying 5 months, but from what we read, that is 3 months.
No,
but
she
if
says
she was
5. She said 5.
Oh, she said 5.
Yes.
Okay.
If she had been cancer treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she had been thrown in after 5 months, I think she honestly would have been overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think that personally she should have given the training a wait through, see how long it lasted. I mean, I don't know if she said how long it lasted
I don't
there,
think
if I
she
skipped
did.
over it.
I don't think she did.
But see how long it lasted, see if she's going to be getting her old benefits back, and, you know, figure out from there what her best course of action is, which I'm sure she did. I'm sure she didn't just quit upright and left.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't detail the descriptions of her leave. It just said that she quit. Correct?
Yeah, she just says not long after being placed in the PIP, the Performance Improvement Plan.
Yeah.
She resigned. It just says not long after that I resigned.
Now, and
That's
like
all
I
it
said,
says.
I'm sure that she did put more thought into it than just saying I've been demoted, I'm leaving.
I'm gonna quit. Yeah.
However, I feel like she should have waited it through a little bit more and have kind of gotten assurance if she was going to get her old position back. And the only reason I'm making the assumption that she didn't is because she didn't say anything about it. And I'm sure that if she had said, or if she had asked if she was going to get her old position back and they said no, she would have put that in the article and said, I asked for my old position and they declined me.
Yeah.
Once again, I cannot speak as a woman on maternity leave or with cancer.
Yeah. Well, of course.
However, in my fairly similar experience, I mean, no baby, no cancer, but in my experience
of leaving work and coming back.
Right. In my experience of leaving work for a shorter amount of time than she did and coming back in a small business where I knew everybody and I knew everything before I left, and then coming back, I think I could comfortably say that she may have overreacted a little bit, and I hate to say that given her position because she is dealing with some stuff.
She had a terrible position,
yeah.
But I do believe to say that the company was misogynistic because this is weird. All right, Joshua hates when I mention professional wrestling. And
I wouldn't say hates. I just can't relate to it.
I love pro wrestling. So anyway, there was a case way back. There's a company called WCW in the 90s. Just a quick rundown. Anyway, there was a professional wrestler, real popular. His name was Steve Austin. And
Stone Cold.
People listening know him as Stone Cold Steve Austin. But he wasn't. He was the ringmaster.
Oh.
Steve Austin. Yeah.
Well, I'm dumb then.
He was fired after he had his leg broken in a match. He was fired via a phone call after being one of their top sells, and that happens. He was gone for 5-6 months. He was fired. He was gone. He never he left WCW, and to be fair, it was thought to be reprehensible that they did that to him. But it wasn't misandrist. It wasn't, blah, 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 and this and that. Because, well, for one reason, the guy who fired him, Eric Bischoff, was a man. Secondly, because it's natural that if you can't perform your job, you're probably not going to keep it. Even
Right.
under terribly tragic circumstances, like getting your leg broken in a match, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
So.
and that is how it is. And unfortunately, that's how it is for her.
Yeah.
I wish... I
wish it had been better for her.
I hope her position could be better, and I hope she did find a better job than that.
Well, she says she's very happy at a new publishing firm.
Oh, okay. Well, then there we go. I'm glad that it ended well for her. But I think that the claim that Amazon is misogynistic based on those conditions that you read,
I
think
have
that's a little
not
bogus.
read the other article yet. But
I think that's a little bogus.
Yeah.
But.
All right. So we said it was 20 minutes for the articles. We spent 30, and we also saw 3 articles instead of 2. So
Yeah, we are reaching on the half-hour mark. So I think we're going to take a little cut here and discuss what the next section is going to be, and we'll get right back to you. All right?
All right.
Trey, I was walking through the mountains the other day. I slipped, and I died.
Oh.
I had nothing to slow the descent of my fall.
Well, you know what would have really helped you there?
What?
A new pair of shoes.
I already have a pair of shoes, Trey.
No, I'm talking about parachutes. A pair of shoes with parachutes built into a pair of shoes. You will love these every time you're descending a mountain quickly.
Wow, how can I get my hands on a pair of these?
I think you mean a pair of shoes.
Oh!
Buy them.
Question time.
So, we the next part of this show, we're very professional. The next part of the show, we've both prepared 5 questions to present to one another that the other one doesn't know. They could be about anything. They could be politics, religion, probably not, probably something stupid.
More lighthearted.
Probably something really stupid, especially after the last article. Probably something about Pokemon. I don't know. We have Pokemon all over the recording set right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Joshua
beautiful.
is huge into Pokemon.
I am going to say that I only took the time to prepare 2 or 3 questions. So
two are
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
made
have
up.
I'm gonna have to come up with the other ones on the spot. But Trey, why don't you hit me with one first?
Okay. Now, what's something odd that is nostalgic to you? This is something that my girlfriend came up with. And the example she gave was she has the smell of hot chocolate reminds her of the 101 Dalmatians movie.
Okay.
Because when she first watched it, she was drinking hot chocolate as like a 6-year-old girl. So,
Okay.
do you have anything like that like, sort of tugs at you? You smell something, you hear something, and you think of something wild
Does
off
taste
the wall?
count?
Yeah, yeah.
I could totally dig orange and chocolate mixed together.
Yeah?
The taste of that reminds me of radiators.
Oh, lay it on me. Lay it on me. Yeah.
So when I was I used to live in New Jersey,
Okay.
as you know.
Yeah.
And
They know now.
They know now.
Do you know? Leave a comment.
And it snows in New Jersey, much
As
more
you
than
know.
it does in South Carolina. And there was this one time after it had snowed, the house that we live in has been around since the 1920s, at least.
Wow.
Actually, I think it's 1800s, but it's been renovated. I think it was
Wow.
late 1880s, somewhere around there. But it has been renovated. However, one thing that has not been added to it is central heating and cooling. So, it gets
that is the last thing that comes in, apparently.
yeah, it gets very cold. But it is heated with radiators. So, I came in from being snowed, and and I was sitting by a radiator.
Snowed
And
sounds like a euphemism.
It
Go ahead,
does.
sorry, go ahead.
It does. And I was sitting by a radiator, and my aunt had a little it's a ball. It was actually a chocolate orange. Like
Yeah.
it was basically. It's really hard to describe, but
I've seen them.
It was
You crack them on tables, right?
No, this one was just a hollow shell. There was nothing on the inside. Or there may have been little candies on the inside, maybe. But it was an orange-sized ball of chocolate that was
Yeah.
textured like an orange.
Yeah.
And it tasted orange and chocolate mixed together. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, like, pour a little bit of Hershey syrup into your mouth and take a swig of orange juice. It tastes like that. I think it tastes really good. A lot of people do
Sounds
not
kind
agree
of
with
gross,
me.
but I'll give it a shot myself.
I think it's very good.
Yeah. We
but
should find one.
But yeah, that nostalgia together, it makes. I probably could have said radiators and snow, but radiators are the first thing that come to mind because I was sitting by the radiator when I
Yeah.
did that. So
All
I was
right.
also, I believe, watching Hello Kitty on a VHS with my sister. So
He's now a big My Little Pony fan, so this is sort of an example of what happens
I
when you
was-
let your kids watch.
I would
Hello
say
Kitty.
2 years ago I was a big My Little Pony
You're
fan.
right,
Right
you're
now I
right.
acknowledge it.
You're right.
but-
I gave for an example. As a present, was I the one that gave you the Rainbow Dash soda?
yes. I
Yeah,
believe so.
that was an example of something that was a good present for me to give to him a year ago. So
Yeah. Trey, that was my notepad.
Just shuffled an empty pad of notes into the microphone.
Alright, my question, Trey.
Yeah.
And I thought of this morning. I woke up a little bit before I really needed to.
Right.
And this question just instantly popped in my head. I was like, that's
Okay.
a good question. And I went to sleep. Alright. Would you rather drink... Now this is purely for taste. All health things are going to be like
All right,
put off to the
so
side.
act like they're equally healthy.
Yeah. Like they're not unhealthy or anything. It's just simply
Yeah.
for taste, right?
Okay.
Would you rather drink an oil drum full of oil or an oil drum full of melted drums?
That's such a fucking weird question. Where did you even... I guess you were half asleep. Right?
Yeah, I was half asleep.
Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. So it's not gonna kill me.
No. Neither kill them.
Okay.
Just think of like what would taste better, and also like what would sit better. in
Oil
your stomach.
tastes like plastic.
But
But not oil,
melted
not oil. Drums.
drums, I was about to say.
Drums would taste like plastic. I've consistently and constantly got a pin in my mouth. For those of you
Yeah,
who don't,
yeah.
and that wasn't a euphemism for something. I mean an actual pin, and I've got this little look. I'll click it, and I always keep it in the corner of my teeth throughout the day because I really do think I have an oral fixation. I would smoke.
Thanks, Freud.
I would smoke all day if I didn't know it would kill me. But yeah, I don't really like cigarettes. Anyway, the point is, I think I would do that because I'm so used to having plastic in my mouth, and I think the oil would just make me vomit immediately.
Okay. Like I think the oil would have a too slimy texture.
Do you really think? Because you know what's funny about oil is the way that it separates, and so you'd have the like chunky part, and you'd also have the like slimy.
Yeah,
part.
you know what? You're absolutely right. And I mean, once again, I think it would just be too slimy to like
Yeah.
enjoy. It's like
I can't
it's like
enjoy
drinking.
this.
It's like drinking a cup of just chocolate syrup that tastes bad.
I can't enjoy this can of oil. It's too slimy. The taste is great. I don't know what to do.
All right, lay another one on me, bud.
Okay, this is another one that my girlfriend came up with. We brainstormed these the other night. If you were taken, right? If we had a
Kidnapped or
no. If you were
like
taken,
Liam Neeson taken?
if you were taken to a place where they said, "Look, don't feel self-conscious about anything, but we want to give you one thing that is usually exclusively for women, like a manicure, a pedicure, like a perm. We want you to have one of those things in your spa
Just one?
treatment. Yeah,
Okay.
just one. What would be the one that you would go for?
Okay, so I was actually Trey. This is a very convenient question
'Cause we were talking about this.
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago. We were sitting in a Walmart line, and by we I mean myself, Trey, one other guy, and two females.
Yeah.
And we were all just friends, and we were thinking we're gonna have a spa day, and the females are gonna go to one spa, the males are gonna go to another, and we're all just gonna go have a spa. Just ignore any gender roles and any like glances of like there's a bunch of guys at a spa, because I'm not sure how common that is, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
wanna
just
do
gonna
it
have
too.
we're just gonna have a big spa day, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. And I think the one thing that I could say I would love more than like manicures and pedicures, would be, I think I'd want just a really nice massage from a professional masseuse.
Yeah. Would you want it to be a man or a woman?
It doesn't matter.
Really, I would feel equally grody both ways, because if it were a woman, I would feel bad because I have a girlfriend. But if it were a man, I would feel bad because because men usually anyway. I'm not a good example. I have baby ass hands,
The hands are literally made out of baby butts.
baby butts. But like have these big callous like.
Well, see, and that
Does
and
that
that's,
feel good, comrade? Like I don't want to deal with that. You know what
see,
I'm
the
saying?
reason I think it's not gonna matter to me is for the reason of if a male is a professional masseuse, he's gonna have soft hands. He's not gonna have hard, calloused hands.
Yeah, but you don't know if we're going to a really awful massage parlor.
Well, I mean, I would
Fair.
read reviews. I would definitely read reviews. If there was something about a creepy male masseuse, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, he's wearing a hood and drops raw meat on people. I don't understand what's going on.
So yeah, I think I just not a full body massage, just back and shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. I would do not want like those comrade hands on my butt cheeks. I would not.
So yeah, I think I'd prefer that. And to be honest, I think, and I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I think most massage places would give you by default like same-sex masseuses to avoid like any kind of creepy stuff going on.
Any kind of creepy stuff.
Because there's like really weird stuff out there and really weird people. So I think somebody might like, So I think I would have to say not full body, back and shoulders massage. I don't care by which gender. Just want a massage, man. Just a professional massage. Loosen up these knots in my back.
He's had an awful elbow the last 2 or 3 days. Too.
I know it's like sprained, but it's not. Like anytime I bend it, it hurts like crazy. But like I can stretch it out as much as I want, and it's just fine. I don't know if that could be cured by a massage, but heck, why not try it, huh?
Would you ever do acupuncture?
Probably not.
Yeah, me either. Sorry.
I'd have to be very confident in the person who's giving me acupuncture.
Well, the thing is that I found out the other day, acupuncture is not based on like any sort of scientific merit at all.
Oh yeah,
it's based on like Chinese spiritualism, and I am so not down with just having some Chinese guy who's like, "Don't worry, it work," and then like,
I don't want my chi disrupted, really.
Yeah, he like, don't worry, I got it.
There's this new. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. It's called eyebrow threading. And basically, it's kind of like waxing, but like, from my understanding of it,
it's ancient.
You just run like a needle through your eyebrow and it takes out hairs.
No. What they do is they take 2 strings and wrap them and form a little X formation, and they use them like clippers, like that.
Oh wow,
They're real,
really?
like tightly wound strings, and supposedly they hurt pretty bad. But yeah, I found out about that.
That's much less. That's much less terrifying than a needle through my eyebrow.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that existed, though.
It probably
through the
does.
eyebrow thing.
And see, my girlfriend, she is habitually like smoothing out my eyebrows, making sure all the hair is in line.
Does she do the little thing where like you sort of do the rock sign and you go and you do it?
No,
like,
you're talking like the John Travolta grease thing.
Yeah,
no, she hasn't done that. She just flattens it out. She actually has these little I might have one in here that she's left, although it won't really help the camera.
No, you're right, it won't help the audience at all.
But it's basically like a little stick, and on the end of it, it looks like a mascara brush. Like it has like those little like...
Yeah, it looks like a toilet
bristles.
plunger almost.
No.
Like just a toilet cleaner, I mean.
Yeah, it has like thick bristles, but it's curved, and it's for, from my understanding, is for brushing eyebrows, but I use it to brush my thin beard.
we both have very wispy, unmanly beards.
Oh yeah, terribly unmanly.
We don't look very... attractive ladies, don't worry about it because you're not going to see us. What's your next question?
My second question is if you could choose to break one limb in your body, which one and why?
If I had to choose one?
Yeah, like some guy was standing over you, you got kidnapped, and all he said was, I will release you, but I have to break one bone, and it doesn't really matter which bone, but one bone in one of your 4 limbs. Like one leg.
So it's arms or legs?
Yeah.
I guess I'd do my left wrist. I've broken my left wrist.
Well, it would just say like left arm or left leg or something, because I don't feel like differentiating.
Thank
you, from bones.
Okay, well, we'll see. But the thing is, that wouldn't hurt as bad as that. Like,
oh, he's gonna make it hurt though.
For that,
he's gonna make
highlighting
it hurt, dude.
The middle of my arm would hurt.
The forearm.
Yeah, the middle of my forearm would hurt much more than like my wrist.
Yeah,
I mean, I broke my wrist.
Dude wants to make it hurt. He's gonna make it hurt as worse as he can. Is basically what it is. There's gonna be one clean blow, one clean break. It will heal, but
will it come off?
Will what come off?
Will it
bone?
come off? Like, is he hitting it with an axe or something? Like, you
no,
said
no,
one clean
like
hit.
I'm sorry, like a clean break on the bone.
Right.
Like he just a hammer, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, he's gonna like probably do it. He's gonna do it in the place that hurts the most. So I guess the forearm or
so if I pick a limb, he then decides where it's gonna break.
Yeah.
I would still pick left arm because I don't need that as much to write for school or to do anything important. So
I fully 100% agree with that.
Okay.
I have the same answer. I'm right-handed, so
yeah, me too.
The only problem is even with my left arm broken, I'd much rather do that than a leg broken. But it's just hard to you can't type.
Yeah.
Very well with one arm.
And I like video games a lot.
That was my next thing. Like I've been playing a lot of I mean, Trey said it earlier, playing a lot of Pokemon lately. And you can't play a 3DS with one hand, kids. Keep that.
Well, you can. But
Jimmy
you
hand.
You can't.
Just listen here, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't try to play a 3DS. It's not going to work
back
very
down.
well. Next question.
Yeah.
This is
Now,
question 3?
Yes. Okay. What's something that you just straight up would not do, no matter who asked you? But not for like a moral reason, for a selfish reason. Like, not I would never kill anyone.
Right.
But
that was my first
selfish reason, like a very selfish thing.
No
matter who. If your girlfriend came up to you and was like, "I need you to do this for me," no.
Man, that's hard because I like to think of
You feel
myself
like
as
you
a
do
relatively
anything.
selfless guy.
Yeah.
And especially with my girlfriend. So, asked me 2 months ago, I would have said to solve a Rubik's Cube, not because I can't, but just, or not because I don't want to, but just because I can't. But
He's actually a master of Rubik's Cubes at this point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really cool.
I mean, master, I could solve it in like a minute 45. Like, nowhere like speed tier or anything, but I
Yeah.
could solve it, man. But, man, that's a relatively tough question.
Yeah.
Legit, probably make my bed. All I do to make my bed, and half the time my girlfriend makes it for me, is I just straighten out my sheets and that's it. Like, it's still a mess right now, and I consider it made. It's
Me
made.
me too. My bed's made and it looks
And this thing is
worse than
crumpled. Like, if you lift up my comforter, dude, you'll see my sheets are just in
awful.
no good
Awful
condition. Yeah. So.
All right. That's a good one.
That's just the only thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, well, it's because you really love her. That's the way it is.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, pretty much anybody who would offer or who would ask me like a real question like that, like I would.
Anything like really legitimate, like I need help with homework, I need like
Yeah.
or even like I need to stay at your place, I'm broke. Like just about anyone.
Yeah, I mean, anyone in my close group of friends, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was like someone who I love and someone who's important to me. So
yeah, that's the question.
If any of my like really good friends was like, "Hey, I need to stay at your place for like a week, man."
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I would be like, you know what, dude, bring your own like pillows and stuff because I don't have extras and I'm not buying them for you. But legit, you can sleep under my bed or something.
I don't have. You can sleep under my bed?
Yeah, there's plenty of room down there, dude.
Well, there is. We have really high beds here. They're
Yeah.
they're ridiculous at this college, right?
Um.
Lay it on me. What's your third question?
Okay, this third question is the first one I'm making up. Actually.
Okay. Do you not remember the
and by
others?
that I mean
Or did you specifically want one? To
I
be the
only
last?
had 2.
Oh, you said you had 3.
I lied. It was an accident.
That was the first lie. Every time you lie, I'm gonna put an alarm in it. So now, earlier when you guys heard an alarm go off when he said he had 3, it's because he had 2. Blame him. Headphone users are mad at you now. That's your damn fault.
I think at one point I did say I had 2, though. I think I just initially said I had 3.
Did you really?
I believe
If
so.
that's a lie, there's an alarm going off and they hate you more. I'm gonna listen through this meticulously, and there will be alarms like going off every time you lie. Now, if I'm lying about the alarms, there's one going off right now. I may have get lazy with this editing.
If you had to dedicate your life to one profession that is not the profession that you want to dedicate your life to right now, what would it be?
I'd make video games.
You'd make video. Oh, that's
I
a good
would make
one.
video games.
That is a
Does that
legit
count
good
though?
one.
Because I write. I would like.
You would
to
just
write
do the
them.
programming. You would just.
I would just do the
Yeah, you would have to do the programming or graphic design. Like, now if that were me, like if I were doing graphic design, you'd have a bunch of noodle characters.
Yeah, me too.
Just legit a noodle just walking around. No animation, just straight up.
Sammy Spaghetti. He's on the spaghetti questy.
It'll look like putt-putt, like point and click, but nothing moves. And everything's
Nothing
drawn
moves
in
and
MS
everything's
Paint.
spaghetti.
Everything's spaghetti.
Look up Mom Spaghetti, the Eminem remix, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that'll be in the description as well.
Our, God, it brings joy to my heart more than anything I've ever
Needs
done.
week spaghetti. All right, what's your next
spaghetti already?
What's your next
Mom
question?
Spaghetti. What is your very worst experience with food service?
With food service, Hardee's
Yeah.
in Hartsville.
Really?
Yep.
I thought you might say the Steak and Shake that we went to.
No, that was
better.
pretty bad. That was pretty bad. We went
yeah.
to the Steak and Shake near Myrtle Beach, and we legit were there. We were on a time limit, and it was a Steak and Shake at Myrtle Beach. But I've gone to a Steak and Shake before. They had
They're
me
usually
served.
all right.
They had me served and gone within a half an hour.
Yeah.
Granted, I was in a party of 4, and we were a party of like 7, but and it was a little bit busier. But you would think a Steak and Shake by the beach would be used to being busy.
Yeah, because always a tourist trap.
Yeah. But we were there for legit an hour and a half, and we were on a time limit.
We intended to leave under an hour.
Yeah.
We really did. That was awful.
But we were there for an hour and a half, and to top it off, they actually spilled my shake. Because I watched them. No, I watched them. They put the shakes on to-go cups and put them on a platter to bring us, right?
Yeah.
And this was after we had waited a solid, like, I'd say half an hour
I'd
of
say
waiting.
almost
Or
half
was
an hour
our shake?
for just shakes.
Yeah, like, I almost just said, don't even worry about it, but I really wanted this shake.
Well, it was more the point to me at that.
It was
point
just
in time.
it was just the novelty of it.
Yeah.
But
Well, we went to Steak and Shake. We had the steak. Give us the shake.
yeah, legit. And I saw them put all our shakes, and this is like the third time that they tricked us too, though. Not actually tricked us, but like we were watching them. We were watching them, and they were like, they would put out a line of shakes, and there was like 7 shakes, and we're like, oh, that's ours, and then they'd bring it to another table.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, oh, this one was ours. Oh no, there's another table. And the third time, it was finally ours.
But they spilt one.
And then they knocked one over, and I saw them like take it into the back, right? And I was like, oh, they're just making a replacement shake. Legit, what they did was there was like a third of the shake, or I would say a fourth of the shake missing, and what they did instead was just replace that with whipped cream.
It was ridiculous.
There was like a little bit of shake that spilled out, and they didn't even clean up the other cups that it spilled out onto.
No, because my cup was sticky.
Yeah, but they just like filled up that last fourth with whipped cream, and I did not pay for whipped cream. I paid for a shake.
Yeah,
and
it was pretty mad about it.
I was salty, man.
Salty like the beach air.
Yeah, the shake was good, but it came at a price.
That's right.
But the Hardee's in Hartsville is just a little bit worse.
Really?
And the
what
respect.
did they do?
They just okay. So every single time I've gone to a restaurant, specifically fast food, because this is Hardee's.
Yeah.
Every single time I've made my order, they've swiped my card and handed me a receipt, right, and said, "This is your order number. We'll call you when you're ready." Right.
Yeah.
This first time I went to Hardee's, because I found out that if you have a student, by the way, if you have a student ID, South Carolina student ID in Hardee's, they will upgrade just a standard thick burger to an entire meal for free.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, so
that's great. I actually heavily approve. Hardee's.
Yeah,
you must have fucked up really bad to make such a good deal into a bad story.
So the first time I did that, I was like, "Oh, here we go." I paid for it, right? Mm-hmm. And I just sat there because I was like, "You're gonna give me my order number, gonna give me a receipt, say something, just say like, okay, you could wait, your meal is ready, getting ready, right?" She didn't say anything, and instead, like this woman like looked past me. She's a large black woman, and she was like, "Next person, please." And I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am. Like you could have at least told me that like this transaction was not like a normal transaction and that we were completed." Yeah. And so I was like, "Oh, I guess that's it. Okay, cool." And then legitimately, I was on my lunch break at my work.
Yeah. Right. So you actually kind of went a little far to get to Hardee's, didn't you?
No, I was
not too far, but
it's just right down the road.
Okay.
In Hartsville, it's right down the road.
Right. But to leave the job site.
Oh yeah. Usually I just bring a lunch to the job.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna pick this up, but my driver's side window doesn't roll down in my car, and so I do not
get to use drive-thrus.
I don't really use drive-thrus. It's just complicated, embarrassing to open my door. So I just step in. It doesn't take that much longer. And I do order it to go.
Sometimes it's faster because people think the drive-thru is gonna be so much quicker, so they all pack cars in this line. Like it's crazy.
So and I actually got back with 5 minutes left to eat.
Yeah.
I got to Hardee's in 2 minutes because, like I said, it's right down the road.
Yeah.
Got to Hardee's in 2 minutes. Had placed my order by 5 minutes because there was no one in the line in front of me. And then I spent the next 20 minutes waiting for this order to be completed. I just ordered a standard thick burger. I think it was it was a mushroom Swiss thick burger, with fries, and believe it or not, a shake. And and they just took their time, man.
Yeah.
And I got back, and I did not have enough time to eat. The guy I was working with was really cool, and he was like, "I'm sorry you had an experience like that, man. I'll cover for you for like another 10 minutes if you just want to scarf that thing down." I was like, "You're a saint in a uniform."
And goatee beard clothing.
Yeah. So,
everyone I know has goat beards, including Joshua. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just, and every time I go there, it's the same experience. And the problem is, I love Hardee's. Like, Hardee's is underneath Wendy's as far as my fast food goes.
Yeah.
It's pretty delicious to me, man. But I cannot stand that Hardee's.
Yeah.
I can't stand it because every single time I go there, it's the same experience.
Yeah.
And it just aggravates me more and more.
All right.
So, my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make one up
If
now.
you had to choose to be,
okay.
If you had to choose to be RoboCop or Terminator, which would you choose?
Oh, it's a good one. Okay, RoboCop.
And I'm talking first movie of each.
RoboCop has lost his wife, right? He's
Yeah.
like lost his entire livelihood. The Terminator was created specifically for what he's doing. Right?
Okay.
So the Terminator's never, like, upset about anything.
Right.
I've never seen the whole Terminator movie, though. So maybe he cried at the end or something. I'm an idiot.
No, he doesn't. He does come back, though.
Yeah. He will be back.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he will be back. But he... So I think I'd rather be Terminator because, like, I've got no idea that what I'm doing is morally wrong. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll shoot a kid.
This is my job. It's my directive.
I'll pop a cap at a baby. I don't mind.
Yeah, well, you definitely got a point. I think I'm going to have to side with you. You've seen, I think the show's called Versus on Screw Attack?
Yeah.
They did a RoboCop versus Terminator, man.
Well, of course they did. Like, you kind of have to.
Of course, naturally. But I don't like the outcome of it, man.
Who won?
RoboCop did.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a little weird to me.
And if you watch it, like, they explain why, and I guess I understand it, and I've seen the first RoboCop and the first Terminator. I don't know if there's even more RoboCops, but I'm sure there is.
I think there's...
And there's like 8 Terminators by now, but I just don't like the outcome, man. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think Terminator should have won. Sorry, spoiler alert for that.
Yeah. If anyone want to watch Screw Attack's Versus...
With RoboCop versus Terminator,
yeah.
And you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry. Still entertaining video. I think it was one of the earlier ones, so it's like shoddily done.
Yeah.
But,
Shoddily.
So it's your turn now.
Yeah.
Correct. Is this question 4?
This is my 5th question.
Fifth? We're already on 5.
You have one more after this.
Okay, cool.
Now, I precede this by informing the audience that Joshua is so scared of spiders. I legitimately saw this grown man jump from the floor onto my bed and go, "It's gonna eat me," when a spider under the size of my pinky nail. And
Now let me just prelude that. I had a really bad experience with a giant human-sized ant when I was a kid.
oh my god,
and it scarred
he
me
has
for my
to.
life.
He's gonna have to explain this story at some point on the podcast, but that's not the point today. For all of you who want to know where he saw a giant human-sized ant, too bad. Not right now. I've got another question. Would you rather have to face
Oh no.
100 baby spiders
Okay.
or one adult spider the
Okay.
size of 100 adult spiders?
I feel like I'm legit having like a panic attack right now. Every time I say panic attack, I sound like Danica Patrick.
Danica Patrick.
Panic
Danica
attack.
Patrick.
Yeah.
A panic attack like Danica Patrick. Yeah.
Size of 100.
Size
Okay.
of 100 spiders.
Now, are they in a contained place? Because if they like are in the living room of my apartment, and I like have to like kill them all before they go into another room.
Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
You are in a Roman Colosseum. The gates open.
Okay.
There are 100 baby spiders, or there is one huge spider the size of 100 spiders.
Do I have a weapon?
You have no weapons. Wait, well, you can procure weapons.
What kind of weapons are procurable?
We have a sword.
Just a sword?
We have a sword and a shield.
Can I have a mallet?
Why would you want a mallet?
To bash the spider's skull in.
You would rather bash his skull in than go for the quick lethal strike?
Well, no, I would go for the quick lethal, then bash his skull in.
You would do it afterwards as a safety
Insult
precaution.
to injury, yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can have weapons.
Okay.
But which one do you think you would rather fight? Would you want to have to deal with 100 of them surrounding you, or this giant one overpowering
question.
you?
I'm assuming that these are like vicious spiders, like trained to attack men.
Trained to attack you, yeah.
One giant spider.
Really,
because I feel like I could outmaneuver it in a second. And contrary
Spiders
to video
are quick,
games,
man.
No, but small spiders are quick. Large
Wow.
spiders may not be so.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
they have to-
we
they
don't
have to-
actually know. I've never seen a
They have,
giant spider.
I mean, they'll have to support their own ridiculous mass. And contrary to video games, spiders do not shoot like venom, and they do not shoot. Well, I'm sure, like some species
some
of
spiders
spiders
must,
may
yeah,
shoot a
because
little bit
now
of
that
venom,
we've
but-
said it on the show, we're wrong.
Yeah, but they do not like shoot their webs out at like such high velocities that it can like kill you or anything like that, like video
Right.
games show.
Maybe at the size that he is, though.
He might be able to. He might have the force, but
Then, yeah, well, I mean, he's a giant spider. Who is
Yeah.
to say he does have the force?
but I would go. I feel like I could outmaneuver him.
Yeah,
And I feel like if I've got a sharp sword,
yeah.
I could just go for it, man.
Splat it.
I like run under him and hold the sword up,
You dump his guts out on your face as you slide in the sand.
and then I bash his skull in. Yeah.
and you like chew through it, and like all those little spider babies pour onto the floor, and you stomp them all at once.
There are spider babies in this giant spider. Like if it's one of those, like where you crush it and 100 babies, I'm gonna take the 100 from the start.
Well, of course, but no. I was doing character building for you as Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. All right, so last final question.
Last question.
All right,
Yeah,
both work. Synonyms.
both are redundant.
If you had to choose to speak one language between Portuguese, Chinese, and Nigerian.
Whoa, is that
Between those-
even a language?
Well,
or whatever language they speak in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you had to choose one language between the three of those to speak, if for the rest of your life you cannot learn any other language, if you had to choose one of those languages to speak, which would you choose?
Portuguese.
Portuguese?
It's the closest to English.
That's true. Well, I want to say closest to English.
Of
But
those
I mean,
three.
I suppose it is. But I would also think it's relatively close to Spanish, and most people here in America can at
Speak
least,
either Spanish or English.
or at least can understand a little bit of Spanish. In Portuguese, now I know it's not
Exact,
super
right,
close
yeah.
to Spanish, but I feel like it's
close
enough.
enough. Where
yeah.
if you heard someone say hello in Portuguese, I think you'd catch it.
Yeah.
You know.
So okay, cool.
Yeah, that concludes our Q&A for today. Send in questions or don't, because you probably don't exist. So don't sweat it.
Yeah, but if you do sweat it and you do exist, send in questions, dude.
If you sweat, send in questions.
Go to a sauna.
Go sweat a question.
In a sauna.
Send us a question about sweat.
In saunas.
Send us a question about a sauna.
In sweat. just like write sweat down on a piece of paper, send it to our PO box. Like
Yeah.
I mean, write your question down in sweat, like sweat really bad, and just like
And
dab your
dump
fingers
it into
the
an ink.
paper.
Yeah. Dump it into the back of a pen, and you're like, "Oh, got this." It's encoded ink. We turn
But
the black
if you are
light
gonna
on.
do that, spray it with a little bit of Axe first, so
Yeah.
like it doesn't smell bad. When
We,
you get it.
we like turn the black light on and we lean in close and it says, "Are you guys gay?" And you're like, "Oh,
Oh wow!
oh."
I didn't think that was gonna be the question. That was gonna be something more like a fan letter, like, "Man, you guys work hard, and I figured I'd sweat hard for you." But
We'll be back after this commercial interruption. God damn it! I just can't hold all these purses.
well, you know what you should do? First,
What?
you should just pick one purse. Second, you take that one purse that you picked and put it inside the purse.
Purse? That sounds like a weird African name. Are you in one of those blackies?
As a matter of fact, I am not. But if I were, I'd hope you wouldn't call me a blackie.
Or a purse?
Or
That's
a purse
rude.
for that record, yeah. No, the purse is a purse-sized purse to hold your purses. Only one per purse.
Only one purse per purchase.
Alright, so welcome to the last section. And Trey actually, little known fact, Trey came up with this idea yesterday.
Yeah.
And said, "Hi, I want a podcast, 3 sections. First one articles, second one questions, third one free talk. Let's go." So, welcome to the free talk section,
Yeah.
where we talk freely.
Yeah,
And I'm
no
an American.
quarters. I'm an American.
Wow, we're free. Let's talk about it.
Okay, I think that the First Amendment is the best amendment. But it came first in a vote about amendments.
You know what's really funny to me, and I mentioned this to you earlier.
Yeah.
But I think we could talk about it.
Okay.
D's nuts. Yeah, no, don't ruin it. Trey, edit that part out.
Alright.
So there was a person, an anonymous, I want to say Iowa, but I'm not looking it up because I'm lazy. So don't take this as, I'm pretty
Gospel.
sure it started as an H. Or, I'm sorry, an I.
You know, that state that starts
It's a
with
state.
H. Oh,
It's
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah.
Go ahead.
Um,
I'm just gonna sit over here and shut
It's
up.
Indiana. That's where all the
You ever been to-
Indies live.
You ever been to Ohio? How about Texas?
But I'm pretty sure it's an H state.
yeah.
An I state, thank you. It's an I state. And
Well,
he was
I
like,
state, you're
he was
wrong.
this anonymous guy who was running for president.
Yeah.
And he went by the name of D's Nuts.
Yeah.
And,
In terms of votes,
and
these
he
nuts got him.
He actually got, if I remember correctly, there was a video where he actually got like 15%. Well, there it
We
is.
found it. Yeah, we found
There
it.
it is. No, this one's just the article I was looking at.
Yeah.
But he actually got like 15% of, or it was actually more like 9% maybe. I'm trying to click on the article now, but my mouse is messing up. There it is. D's Nuts is running for president.
Yes, these nuts.
No, it doesn't tell you how much, but he actually, Oh, he got 9% in North Carolina.
He got 9%.
It says, this was a ABC 11 Eyewitness News Twitter. He says, no, we were not hacked. These Nuts is the legal name of the candidate. He is polling at 9% in North Carolina. And then there's a link to the article, I assume, of them from ABC.
Explaining that it's not a joke.
Yeah. And so, he got 9%. And
but it turns out he's a teenager.
Yeah, he is a 15-year-old kid. What is this? Iowa. It is Iowa. And he's a 15-year-old kid who obviously he cannot become
president. Yeah. I don't even think these nuts have dropped for him at this point.
It says he's not registered. He's 15, but says he sides with the Libertarian Party. If he could vote, which you can't, he said he'd pick Bernie Sanders or Gary Johnson. Although still too young to be president because of our teen-hating founding fathers.
Yeah.
I think they had a good thing.
Good sense of humor here at Inverse.
No, I think I was actually going to comment on our founding fathers and say I don't think that they were wrong for saying you had to be 15.
I don't know.
Or, I'm sorry, 40. Maybe 40 is like a little too old. Maybe like 30 or something. But I mean,
I think it is like 36.
It might be 35.
You know what I am though? 35% ready to become president of the United States. If elected, I promise that never again will you be gotten by these nuts. Instead, you will find yourself happily living with Bofa, these nuts. I really do think that he got 9% of the votes.
I think
win.
I think legit, like he should be allowed to enter now.
Yeah,
because it's shown that despite the fact that he's 15 and despite the fact that he was running as an independent party, and independent parties don't actually get too many votes in the long run. So he was running as an independent party under a joke name, but people still liked him, and I think that should be enough for him to enter and possibly become president.
You know what? I honestly think that if people don't consider the president, the other presidential candidates, good enough to beat out these nuts, I feel like these nuts should be president.
Definitely, man.
And you know what's great about all these like Vine memes, really though, is that they will always be funny. I honest to God, I think they will always be funny. My favorite one is still What Are Those? It's a new one. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it. I have not watched Vines in probably a month.
Basically, I think it's not even probably new anymore. But basically, someone's like making fun of people's shoes. So it's like, yeah, these are Jordans, but and they zoom in on the other guy's shoes, and the guy's like expressively gestures his hand, and he goes, "What are those?" And so, but my personal favorite one was the like he goes to do that, and they're like brand new Jordans. He goes like, yeah, I just got one question for you. What are those? Are really nice. Those are very fire, though. I like them. He was like really confused. It was great.
So I'm looking at this abc11.com, and I can actually read out the link because it's very short. abc11.com/9470544/, and that's this article right here. That'll also be in the description, though.
Yeah.
These nuts is polling at 9% in Tar Heel State. And Donald Trump got to, let's see, Trump leading the Republican Party field at 16%. Ben Carson, he's a really cool brain surgeon too. I'll tell you about him. Is Ben
Carson a brain surgeon?
He is a brain surgeon. Right? Polling at 14%.
Yeah.
And Jeb Bush at 13%. Clinton, let's see, where is Clinton?
Still leading the Democrats.
55%.
Wow.
Yeah, ridiculous. Bernie Sanders at 19%.
That's actually very ridiculous.
So the fact that these nuts got like 9% of the vote, and I'm sure most of it was based on novelty, just because it's funny and it's a joke, but hardworking Americans, hardworking tax-paying Americans went to to a poll, and said, "These nuts. That's who I want to lead me.
That's who I want."
And 9% of them did it.
Yeah,
and
that's 9% of the North Carolina voting population.
And you know what? Even if a lot of these people, now I'm not sure if this is like the vote that can get you to this position.
No,
but even if 9%, even if 9% of these people like did it just like they had never voted before in their life, and they did it because it was so funny and it's such a good joke.
Yeah.
These people, now once again, I'm not sure if this kind of vote is good enough to like, or is important enough for you to be on jury duty afterwards, because I know after voting you are qualified for jury duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if this vote was important enough. So maybe this isn't a really high point on the list of things.
That they
but
had
these
done in their life.
these people, this 9% of people are now active for jury duty because they voted for these nuts.
Yeah. Well,
And you know what? I don't think you can deny it at that point. I don't think you can tell them no. And where's the 9% gonna go?
Yeah.
Legit, where's it gonna go?
nowhere, because they're not going to vote.
Yeah.
Those people aren't going to vote. They're not going to be represented in the next section because they
Exactly.
didn't care enough to vote for a real guy. So
And-
that's really funny.
It is funny.
My I gotta tell you something though.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
if I ever saw a ballot that had the name D's Nuts on it, I would be so. Did you ever hear of
I'd be
Vermin
giddy,
Supreme?
man. No.
He's a multiple time presidential candidate who wears a dusty old boot on his head as a hat. He has a long Santa Claus looking beard. He's running on the platform, and he's had to have political, like, he's gotten popular enough where political, like, analysts have to sit there at a news meeting and say, Mr. Supreme, are you still running on the Unicorns for All Americans platform? And he says, yes, definitely. I also have one more thing to say. I do believe he said, Jesus Christ has sent me here to turn all of the Republican Party gay. And he got up and started throwing sparkles on the guy who was representing the Republican Party and sat back down.
This is legit.
Yeah, I absolutely promise. Vermin Supreme.
Oh my
Dude
God.
is amazing. I think he's really fucking hilarious. I love him. He's just something else. He was like, do you remember the Rent is Too Damn High guy too?
Yes.
That guy was amazing.
You know who I really wanted to win?
Who is that?
We're gonna go to the White House and we're gonna, what did he say? We're gonna I forgot his name too, but he was like the woo guy. Like he's like, we're gonna go to the White House and we're gonna show them who we are. Woo! And he
Like
wooed.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, and like after that he became a joke and he was a relatively good, like he had some good positions, but he like became a joke, and because of that it hurt his
because of all his woo.
yeah, and he like became a joke, and he did not become president. But I want to talk about Ben Carson real quick.
Yeah.
Dude is he's a brain surgeon. I want to say that he is like the first person to do a brain transplant.
Are you kidding?
I want to say he had a movie made after him and everything.
Wow.
But he was like, he has a book. But I think he was he was the first person who did a brain transplant, man. If I'm thinking of the right person, I could be thinking of.
No, he's a retired neurosurgeon.
Okay, yeah.
It is him.
Yeah.
The first surgeon to successfully separate conjoined twins.
Oh yeah, that's what it
joined
was.
at
That's
the
what it
head.
was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I knew
And
there
they
was
lived.
children involved. Yeah, they both lived successfully.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
And dude, like, I mean, I don't know. That's not really a thing to say. He should be president because he could perform
Neurosurgery on
But
conjoined twins.
you got to say this dude is educated. West Point. He was offered an appointment at West Point. He
He got
graduated
the
from
Presidential
Yale.
Medal of Freedom, apparently.
Yeah, like this. I mean, he's already gotten something from a president. May as well become it.
he
No,
gave
but,
himself
like,
another one.
I don't
He
know
has two
anything
of them,
about-
like hanging on the side of his neck, and he's like, I might as well go into a career as a rapper.
No, but like I said, I don't think that's definitely not something to say he should be a president because he can do brain surgery. But dude is legit. Like, he's definitely an impressive human being.
Yeah. They have 2 chains. I have 2 presidential medals.
And believe it or not, they're actually on 2 trains. But yeah, like, dude's legit, and he's just pretty impressive. You get it. What was the movie made after him?
Stuck on You is what it says right there.
Is it?
Yeah, right there in the corner.
Yeah, Stuck on You. Are you sure?
Yes. The Gifted Hands, the Ben
Gifted
Carson
Hands.
story.
It's Gifted Hands. Stuck on You must be something else that, like, there must be like an actor.
An
Ben
adaptation,
Carson.
yeah.
No, I don't think so, because this looks like a comedy movie, and that movie was far from comedy. But maybe it's
Conjoined twins, yeah.
I mean, hold on. Conjoined twins, Walt and Bob, make the best of their handicap by being the fastest grill cooks in town. I don't think this is the. I don't think this is.
Oh, whoa. Wait. While outgoing Walt hopes to one day become a famous actor, the shy Bob prefers to stay out of the spotlight. When a fading Hollywood actress, Cher, played by Cher, decides to get her show Honey and the Bees canceled, she hires Walt and his brotherly appendage as her co-stars. But their addition, surprisingly, achieves the opposite.
You know what? I think this is actually probably the best thing.
He was in the cast as a surgeon.
Ah, okay.
That's what it was.
That's what
he
it was.
played pretty much himself.
Also, it says here that
Matt Damon was one of these twins.
and Greg Kinnear. I don't even know him. Okay, so it says here that Cher played Honey, but it says here in the synopsis
that she played
Cher.
Yeah.
So now
maybe
I'm
she plays
confused.
Cher Honey.
Maybe.
That's
Cher
ridiculous.
was the first person who did autotune.
Are you kidding?
No.
Was it in that song where she was dancing around her thong next to her son?
I never saw the music video. If you know the name of the song, I could tell you yes.
I think it's about a butterfly. She had just a thong son, and you'll find it.
Cher thong song.
Believe.
Yeah.
No, was that it? I don't know. But was
But
she really the first
yeah,
person
it was called
autotune?
it was called the Cher effect, and basically autotune. Well, not the first person to use autotune, but the first person to use autotune how we know it now.
To pitch the voice up to a ridiculous
So
extent.
autotune was used to tweak people who were singing on key to that key, right? So if
Yeah.
you're singing in the key of A flat and you accidentally get a note off tune, autotune will fix that for you, right?
Yeah.
But there's this function by the guy who created it. It's called like the zero function, and that's what the like T-Pain uses, right?
Yeah.
But it was a very little known function, and like they discovered it in like Cher's studio. And I could be butchering these facts a little bit, but I'm very confident I got the main idea down.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was made in Cher's, or not made in Cher's studio. It was discovered in her studio, and they came out with that song, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" And it became
What
like
is
the
that?
Cher
Yeah,
effect. Yeah. And then like but everyone like kept it a secret. No one said, because most music producers had this autotune. Autotune was a Pro Tools plugin, and most people had this like at the ready, because that was just the standard, right?
Yeah.
But not many of them knew about the zero function, and slowly people started to figure it out, but it still wasn't like mainstream. And then
Until the 2000s.
and then T-Pain found it out, and instead of using it like Cher did in that chorus, instead of using it like a lot of people did, or probably still do for voice
Sparingly,
tweaking,
Yeah.
he does it almost exclusively, and he actually, if I remember correctly, he actually claimed he did it himself. And now once again, this is the part that I'm unsure about. But if I remember correctly, he actually claimed he like created it himself, and he denied the fact that he used the zero function on Pro Tools, autotune, and so it became the T-Pain effect, and most people by this time have forgotten the Cher effect.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, I think he actually, I don't know if it ever got completed, but I think there was like a lawsuit because someone else figured it out, and T-Pain was like, "No, man." I think, in fact, I want to say it was a very big name in rap, like,
Soulja Boy.
No, like Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z actually did a song against autotune.
Death of Autotune.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a very good track.
And he wasn't the one who used it, I think, but I want to say like T-Pain actually got angry. I don't know if there was a lawsuit over it or something, but he actually he did kick some dirt up about it.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's pretty funny. You know what I whenever I think of Cher, I always think of her thong. I'm not even gonna.
I always think of Laugh-In.
Laughing.
Laugh-In.
Oh,
Laugh-In was a show, a comedy show, like a skit show.
Oh,
in the 50s, and she was on it. Sonny and Cher were on an episode. They were also on an episode of Scooby Doo.
I saw the Sonny and Cher episode of Scooby Doo.
Yeah. I thought that was really. I always thought it was cool how they put like real people in there, and then they did like a football player, and I was like, "Who's this?"
They did. I don't know anything about them. One of my favorite episodes ever of Scooby Doo is the Harlem Globetrotters episode, because it's the
I remember
funniest
that.
shit. It's
I
the
remember
funniest
that.
shit. It's great.
I can't. You know what? To be honest, I can't tell you a single joke, but I remember like the animations. And
I remember the
everything.
guy. There was a real short one.
Yeah.
Going, like
Yeah.
dribbling the basketball, running across like a hardwood floor away from like a ghost. It was amazing.
Man, Scooby Doo is cool though.
Have you seen the Scooby Doo live action movies?
Yeah, both of them.
They were awful.
They were.
But I
They
loved
were
them
good
as
as
a
a kid.
They
Yeah, I
were
was about
great
to
as
say they were
kids.
good when I was a kid, but they were good when I was a kid. But like whenever I look back at them now, I'm just like, what?
What is that nonsense? Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was cool, man. It was cool.
All right, we're gonna leave you there. All right, everybody, tell us whether you like cranberry ginger ale. Not us, the drink.
Yeah, the drink.
in the comment section,
wait,
please.
should we explain that a little bit?
No,
Okay.
very specifically, we're never going to do it
Oh,
because they want to know. It'll always keep them guessing. They'll
Okay.
come back every week like, maybe this will be the week.
Can
And
I
when they're
give
80, when they're 80 years old, they'll be, maybe this will be the time they tell me why they call it the cranberry ginger ale. And they'll
can I at least give
start
them-
up and they'll go, maybe, and we'll go, fuck you. And they'll go, oh, I guess I'll come back next week.
Okay, so we're not going to tell them the backstory, but can I at
No.
least give them the the recipe for cranberry ginger ale?
Cranberries and ginger ale.
Exactly. All right, we'll see you guys later. All right, and thank you for listening to our hour and 20-minute long podcast.
It was intended to be an hour, but you know what happened? Shit. Shit happens, dude. Get over it.
All right,
Wait,
guys.
You think we're going to listen to your whining? Get out of my face.
But
I'm
if
waving
you-
like an electronic cigarette at you right now. Like, get out of here.
But if you do have any criticism, let us know. Leave questions in the
Yeah.
comments because we will read your questions on a podcast if they're good enough. And
Really, if you
we
have
can-
any questions, probably.
and if we
have
could
fans.
like get any juicy answers from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ask us about our sex life.
don't. Okay. So yeah. Leave comments. Let us know. Leave questions. Let us know. Give us butt sex. Is that what I meant to say?
Give us butt sex? Do it.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time. You'll hear us next time.
Bye.
This episode of Cranberry Ginger Ale was brought to you by Arm Pillow.
Good morning, Arm Pillow.
Good morning.
I've been sleeping so much better ever since you came into my life.
I know. I can detect your sleep patterns.
You say the funniest things sometimes, but you're just so sweet. Arm Pillow, will you marry me?
Destroy all humans.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic! Arm Pillow, can you show me your elbow flexing action again and give me a warm hug around my neck as I go to sleep?
Arm Pillow, you're the best. Good night, Arm Pillow.
Please join us next time for the next Cranberry Ginger Ale.
Da-da-da-da-da.